Jennifer Marie Keller. Welcome to my Diary of a Painter. So I have been working on my sirens painting, which the idea for it is to have this ocean rock, and on this ocean rock is all these different sirens. I've had this idea for quite some time, and I've just been making sketches of different ways that sirens could be positioned on rocks. I have a lot of pages in my sketchbook with it. It's still super early stages of this painting, so I've sketched out an ocean rock that I like. This is the new siren that I sketched out. And most of the sirens are going to have their backs to the viewer, with one siren that is making eye contact and beckoning you. So this drawing, which if you saw my last video, I did this while sleep training my baby. So I did this while he was crying a lot, and it was very stressful and kind of an awful traumatic experience. I don't like the sleep training, but that's why this drawing looks the way it does. And so this one is a tad bit more how I'm used to. Even though I decided to change the position of his hand. So this hand looks a little weird right now because, well, it's ink, so you can't erase. You just kind of work with it with the marks you've already got down. But the idea is to have most of these sirens, their backs are to the viewer except for one that's beckoning to you. And what inspired this was going through this Rodin book, this one sculpture that he did. So this right here, called The Sirens, I like how you're looking in the front and you can see there's 3 sirens right. This one is turned away, and I like the back view of the sculpture much more than the front view because it's so interesting just to have that one face looking at you while the other 2 backs are right there. And so in my sketches, I'm gonna have more than 3 sirens, I'm pretty sure, but I'm focusing on the 3 main ones, and I've sketched them a whole bunch as it's just a section, but of the 3 with the one that's staring at you, which would be in the center. And at least out of these 3 are my favorite, and then out of these 3, I like this the best, with how they make this point with their arms going up, so they really frame that center siren that's beckoning towards the viewer. I'm going to be working on that one siren that is the most lifted up off the rock. So we've got the main siren, and then this other one that's pretty much tucked under the rock too. And so that siren that I'm going to be working on today, I am taking it pretty closely off of this figure in Rodin's siren, but changing up some elements. So we'll see how that goes. I've got my Micron pens in brown, the 005 and 01 tip. So I'm kind of deciding how high I want that siren to be up above the other 2. So I might end up drawing this twice if I'm not totally in love with the first way that I draw it. So let's see how this goes. I finished the ink sketch. I kept it really loose. Here it is. So when I was getting up in this area, I started changing stuff around a bit, and with ink that can get kind of, like sloppy since you can't erase. So I just kept it really loose, but that's definitely the gist that I'm going for pose-wise. So now that I have my 3 sirens, I'm going to work them out so they're more like this, that pose, or like them grouped together like that. So I've got some Canson paper. I'm going to be making a charcoal drawing of those 3 figures together, still pretty loosely, but the goal for that is then going to be so it's got consistent light, and then also just the spacing of the group, so I make sure that the whole group has a nice shape to it. Okay, I'm all set up now, ready to start drawing. I think in my last video I talked about how I have a bar in my studio and I usually don't drink when I work, which is true, except for tonight. I've got a glass of wine and also some dark chocolate. So this is going to be a nice drawing night. Here's my setup, surrounded by all of my sketches and stuff for this drawing. I'm going to start off with just some fine charcoal, so it's super easy to erase and move around. I'm also not totally sure how far I want to take this drawing. I think I want to keep it pretty loose and sketchy and not go too detailed, but sometimes I can't stop myself. But I just want this to be like a good step for moving on to like painting this. So I don't want to like stay too far in steps that maybe is unnecessary, because I just want to get it done and keep making progress on this. I just finished the little sketch for the sirens paintings of the 3 main sirens, and it's raining outside, which is really, really cozy to draw with. Here we go. I kept it pretty loose, which is good, what I wanted, so I could get this done, because this is just, again, clearing up more of my, like, getting everything out of my head down on paper to get these 3 sirens to work well together, which I really like how they work together, like the layering of like these 2 and like the spacing, like this head's closer, more. I just think it's a very interesting space, and this circling, I really like that, the circling elements in a composition like that. So it's late and I need to go to bed, but I am super, super excited because with this painting, I thought I was going to have a ton of sirens on this ocean rock. I think I just like it with these 3 sirens. I'm really excited to move forward with this painting, and it's going to look a lot different than I would think it was going to have more of this classical feel to the painting, like very more traditional, but I think I'm going to move away from that and do this other element that this is giving me, where it's just this basic 3 sirens and everything fades out. I've got a cool idea that I had originally with the painting, with using a horizon line with 2 ships. Well, and I guess I'm not going to talk about it too much because I think I just want to do it and play around with it. The next step to move this along, I think, is going to be a color study. I've got this idea, so I guess I'm just going to get it down on canvas with color to see what happens. But now I got to get to sleep somehow and relax because I'm super jazzed up now.